When you're depressed, you can feel trapped in a thought loop, constantly replaying a past hurt or focusing on something negative. Changing your thought process can help, and in severe cases, a psychiatrist's help can be life changing. But here is what almost no one talks about. The most neglected factor in treating depression is nutrition. A nutrient deficient, sedentary body will struggle to overcome depression no matter how strong your willpower is. Hello, this is Trilok. I'm a dietitian. In this video, we will explore what depression is, how it affects your brain, the science behind its root causes from brain chemistry to hormones and gut health, evidence based nutritional strategies to support recovery, and one powerful shift in thinking that can help you break the cycle. So, let's begin by understanding how the brain works. What happens in the brain when you hear bad news? Let's take a real life example. A person hears unexpectedly that they have been fired from their job. The moment they hear the words, "you are being fired," the sound is processed by the auditory center located in the temporal lobe to decode the meaning. At the same time, these signals are also sent to the amygdala, the emotional and threat detection center, the prefrontal cortex, the decision making and evaluation center, and also the hippocampus, the memory and context center. The amygdala analyzes the situation. If threatening or painful, it activates the hypothalamus, triggering the fight or flight response. Now, the prefrontal cortex, the thinking and planning center, starts its work, analyzing: why did this happen? What will people think? How will I manage the bills? The hippocampus, which is the memory and context center, searches for similar past events. If memories of resilience are weak, the brain might say, "this happened before and it ended badly," which only worsens the current situation. But when there are strong memories of overcoming adversity, they act as emotional buffers, reminding you that you have survived setbacks before. Research shows that recalling positive past experiences helps the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex to calm the amygdala and build resilience. Of course, this is a very simplified explanation of how the brain works, but it gives us a good foundation to understand what goes on in the brain when somebody is stressed or depressed. Okay, let's define depression. We all go through sudden bouts of stress, anxiety, or emotional lows in daily life, brought about by sudden changes like loss of a loved one, relationship issues, career problems, financial troubles, or health challenges. Most of us recover from this after a while, but some people find it extremely hard to come out of this phase. That's when depression is considered a disorder. According to DSM 5, major depressive disorder is diagnosed when a person experiences depressed mood or loss of interest or pleasure in activities that you enjoyed before. Other symptoms include changes in appetite or weight, sleep disturbances like insomnia or hypersomnia, fatigue or loss of energy, feelings of worthlessness or excessive guilt, difficulty concentrating or making decisions, slowed movement or speech, and recurrent thoughts of ending it all. Major depressive disorder is a persistent sadness, loss of interest, and noticeable impairment in daily life. Persistent depressive disorder, also called dysthymia, is a low grade but long lasting, at least 2 years. Here are the other forms of depression. Understanding the type of depression is crucial because it guides treatment and recovery. Depression is influenced by three major factors: biological factors such as imbalances in neurotransmitter levels, hormonal imbalances, genetics, and brain structural differences; psychological factors such as personality traits, negative thinking patterns, and past traumatic events; social factors such as life events, social support, and environmental stressors. Depression can look very different depending on age and gender, especially in children, teens, men, and women. While psychotherapy and medications are common treatments, I want to focus on the biological side of depression, especially the brain chemistry and hormones, because these are deeply influenced by what we eat. Our bodies make thousands of chemicals every second, including the neurotransmitters and hormones. Our bodies can only make these from the raw materials that you provide from food. For example, to make serotonin, your body needs an amino acid called tryptophan, found in protein rich foods. Tryptophan is converted to 5-HTP, then into serotonin. And these conversions require iron, folic acid, vitamin B3, and vitamin B6. Most brain chemicals follow similar pathways, and every step depends on getting enough protein, vitamins, and minerals. A large Japanese study that followed over 800 healthy adults for 3 years found that those with lower levels of certain amino acids, especially tryptophan, were much more likely to develop depression. Here are two tables showing practical ways to get about 65 grams of protein in a day, one using only plant proteins and the other combining plant and animal sources. Research shows that iron and vitamin B6 are essential to make serotonin, and vitamin B6, B9, and B12 are essential to make dopamine. Here are some of the best sources of vitamin B3, B6, and B9 from both plant and animal sources. For vitamin B12, don't rely just on diet. Do a blood test. If the levels are low, take a supplement on your doctor's advice. Next, we move on to gut health, which plays a major role in mental health. Along with digesting food and absorbing nutrients, your gut is also home to trillions of bacteria, which live in diverse colonies. These microbes provide resistance against harmful pathogens. They train and regulate the gut immune system. They also make compounds that calm inflammation and improve mood. Evidence from a large population study analyzed over 1,000 adults found that people with lower levels of butyrate producing bacteria had poorer quality of life and higher depression scores. So, for gut health, aim for 25 to 30 grams of fiber every day. Include probiotic rich foods like kefir, kimchi, pickled vegetables, or curd. If needed, take a probiotic supplement as advised by your doctor. Prebiotics. These are the soluble fibers found in foods like beans, onions, garlic, flax seeds, and chia seeds that feed your gut bacteria, helping them grow and thrive. Your brain is nearly 60% fat by weight, and the quality of that fat matters. Among the most important are omega 3 fatty acids, which not only build brain cell membranes but also regulates mood and helps protect against depression. Low levels of omega 3s can lead to inflammation in the prefrontal cortex, making it harder to overcome depression. Here is some supporting evidence. In 2024, a study found that omega 3 taken over 12 weeks significantly reduced depressive symptoms in patients diagnosed with major depressive disorder. And just like healthy fats, vitamin D3, which also has hormone like properties, plays a key role in regulating mood. In a 2021 study involving more than 3,300 adults, researchers found that when vitamin D levels declined over time, depressive symptoms increased. Another factor with a strong link to depression is homocysteine. Homocysteine is an amino acid. When elevated, can damage blood vessels, increase brain inflammation, and disrupt neurotransmitter production. High levels of homocysteine are often linked to low levels of vitamin B6, B9, and B12. We have strong evidence for this. A 2000 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that depressed patients had higher homocysteine and lower folic acid and vitamin B12 levels than healthy controls. So, keeping homocysteine in check with the right B vitamins from diet or supplements may be a key step in supporting mental health. And finally, let's talk about one powerful factor: ruminative thinking. In clinical depression, the brain itself can generate negative thoughts. But I think in most of us, when we feel low, the two big drivers are: one is physical health, because when your body is unwell, your brain is more likely to get stuck in negativity. The second is ruminative thinking. It is the habit of replaying the same painful thought over and over. As the Roman philosopher Seneca said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. We often worry about things that might never happen, or we keep reliving a past hurt. The problem is our inability to shift our focus away from negative thoughts. The truth is, shifting your thoughts can change your brain chemistry. For example, imagine you're angry, but you have to talk to an important client. You lower your voice, you smile, and you speak calmly. Within minutes, your brain chemicals shift, so does your mood. So, when you notice yourself repeating the same painful story, choosing to focus on something else is a skill that you'll only develop if you keep trying. Remember, a nutrient deficient sedentary body will struggle to overcome depression no matter how strong your willpower is. So, once you start eating right and making changes to your thought process, you will start seeing improvements. If this video helped you, please give it a like and share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more science-backed nutritional videos. Thank you for watching Nutritional Perspective. I'll see you in the next video.